What he failed to tell you is that the Russians also have army servicemen that are right there on military installations. They work there. They have jobs there. They carry out their day-to-day work right there in America on military bases. Russian soldiers, Russian officers that are soldiers. No, I don't want anybody to become alarmed because they haven't up to this point done anything to try to overthrow the United States of America. So you got to understand that the leadership, in which now is in the American leadership, are either unaware of this or they're just plain old idiots and should not have been placed in any leadership position to carry out those things that would have been known as world affairs. But they have no clue. You know, General Austin, I'm calling him General Lloyd Austin. There's no doubt in his mind that they're not Russian soldiers. They're already on American soil because, you know, a lot of them are in barracks right there on American soil, on American installations. He already knows that. I'm saying this because the United States citizens are the ones, if we might call them citizens, are the ones living in a world of ignorance. And their ignorance have poured over to be arrogant, and those are the type of leaders that they're placing in the White House. Ignorant and arrogant leaders, whereby the ignorant and arrogant so-called citizens are thinking that they're so protected and they're so would-be patriots of some world whereby they're to be connected if they have to fight someone else. But they don't even realize that during the Obama administration, he even classified patriot and patriotism as being a terrorist would-be group of people. Patriot citizens are terrorists. Terrorists. And believe it or not, all the nations are setting up their military to protect everyone on the planet from terrorists. You have to understand, America, that you have a lot of people in America that claim to be patriots and having patriotism, they would call it patriotism. You need to understand that you're actually classified as a terrorist. And you are a threat to homeland security. Not just homeland security in America, but you're a threat to all homeland security because that's the way it was set up when America decided to start separating its so-called would-be security forces. They went from NSA, National Security Agency, and they split them up. They have Homeland Security, NSA, National Security, and then they got those that they're classifying to be none other than CIA. And they once brought all these divisions together, but now they're separating them. For the simple purpose, you want to know, because they don't see eye to eye. And believe it or not, they will become their own worst enemies because when the fight begins, the war, they will be fighting against each other. So this thing about citizens, you have to understand, again, Russia has citizens in America. China's got citizens in America. Japan has got citizens in America. Not everybody came there were those that took your little would-be dumbed-down test to give them the ability to classify themselves as American citizens. So you don't have a whole lot of Japanese American citizens there, but you got a lot of Japanese citizens there. You don't have a lot of Chinese American citizens there, but you got a lot of Chinese citizens there. You don't have a lot of Russian American citizens there, but you got a lot of Russian citizens there. Listen to me, America. How are you going to claim to be the melting pot of the world and the most diverse nation on the planet if you don't understand these things are true? Are you crazy? Are you really that battered by your would-be so-called forefathers that they were so dysfunctional and so abusive that you didn't get this information and you can't recognize that? You know, the next call I get from the United States of America when someone asks me about the White Hat report, I'm going to hang up on you. I'm letting you know now so you don't take it as me being rude. I'm going to hang up on you if you talk to me about the White Hat report. I need you to understand that the White Hat report, they used to receive all their information before 3 a.m. in the morning. I need you to understand that their leaders were talking to me. So I don't need to hear about another White Hat report. They're probably behind. Where are they at right now? 481 report. What number are they on right now? I don't need to hear anything else about the White Hat report. And I know they're listening right now. There's nothing they can do but stand by and get the information that you're getting, because I'm no longer talking to them at 3 a.m. in the morning. And if they are getting the information, it's because they're still tapped into my telephone by way of possibly the FBI, CIA. I don't care how they're getting it. Maybe they're just connected to Russian intel. I don't know. Chinese intel. Or I'm believing that they're definitely not connected to what would be known as Israeli intel, because that's the worst intel in the world. You're never going to get the truth there, because right now their intel has been so bad. They gave Joe Biden some intel that is so across the board totally wrong. Wrong. And they know it's wrong. They knew it was wrong when they gave it to him. But they knew they was talking to a man who is half-conded sometimes. Sometimes he can't remember to zip his zipper before coming out of the restroom. Sometimes he don't even remember if he wiped himself or not. So they didn't care about giving him some bad intel about what took place with the would-be so-called bombing of a hospital that supposedly happened in Gaza. They don't care about the intel he got. They don't figure he's going to be able to remember half of it anyway. So they gave him bad intel. You want to know what's happening right now? They got about 2,000 UK members, artists. They're nothing more than actors, movie directors, movie writers. 2,000 of them have signed the list already to do nothing more than to bring their government to a point of asking their government to get it together or give up their positions. I'm talking about the UK, Great Britain. I say again, they got about 2,000 UK artists. That's the people that are in movies. That's the people that are movie directors, people that are writers, actors. And they're asking their government to do one thing for them. And their political support of Israel. They're asking them. They're demanding their government to end their political support of Israel. We're talking about, these are nothing more than UK artists. Artists based upon movies, directing, writing, acting in them. They're asking their government, Great Britain, to stop supporting Israel. Meantime, the United States of America has no clue, or they seem to ignore the fact that everybody on the planet knows that Israel is the last nation you right now need to be supporting, because Israel right now, as all these nations already know, was once upon a time people that had no place to go in the United States of America. So President Roosevelt decided that he was going to send those people on a journey to a land where it was a little strip of land there in what was known as Palestinian land, and he left those people there. And he called it that the Jews were going back home. Some so-called with this discovery that Jews had, I guess he found a bone or something over there, and he wanted to make himself believe that he was sending them back to where they initially came from. Wrong answer. That's how one that we know now to be Thomas Benjamin Netanyahu, which everybody refers to him as Bibi, calling him Benjamin Netanyahu, knows. Everyone knows that. The Roosevelt family know that family, the Netanyahu family, came from Georgia and Alabama. Now we know that. Anyone can move from one land to another one when he's still a child, or even just before he's even born. He can move there. And after a course of period of time of him growing up on someone else's soil, under someone else's language, he will develop an accent. He will also develop a custom. He will also develop his would-be self. But that doesn't make him from that land. That doesn't make him of that land. That doesn't make that land be his. It doesn't give him any right to ownership. And America is one nation who is so caught up in this area of taking land, eminent domain they call it. America don't have a domain nowhere on this planet, and it surely wouldn't be classified as eminent because they don't have a domain. How can you have an eminent domain or be able to take something by eminent domain when you don't have a domain? I know America's getting angry with me by the moment, but they need to understand that their leadership right now are all fighting to try to figure out how do they fix something that they deem and realize now and recognize that was put together for destruction from the start. Remember, I have said, and I only say it because it was written in the Holy Scriptures, if a man build his castle, his house, his church, his school, his hospital, if he builds it on the sand shifts. It shifts every day. And if he builds it on the sand, it will not stand long. It will eventually find itself falling down. And America was built on a shifting sand. The whole nation. The founding fathers were idiots, and arrogant. They built a world, a nation, on shifting sands. They already knew that. That's why they use the term in their secret society that they're going to cross the desert sand. Crossing them is not a problem. It's when you get there and you try to build on them, that's where you run into your initial problems at, trying to build on that sand. Nobody cares if you can cross the burning sand. If you build a house on those burning sands, they're either going to burn up or the shifting of the sand is going to cause them to collapse, America.